Okay, happy Monday. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend and you had some time to relax and do something fun. We're going to begin today with some reading. So let's go over our objective and then we will dive right into what we're doing. Objective is what we are going to learn. I can write a sentence about my picture. So it's finally time for us to start writing some sentences. And I want to start off by saying that I do not expect these to be perfect. I don't expect you to have the right spelling. I don't expect you to know when to use uppercase and lowercase. That's okay. Right now, all I want is for you to try. Don't be worried that you're not going to do it right. It might be hard, and that's okay. But what I want to make sure is that you keep trying. And we're going to all do it together and make sure that we're all trying our hardest. So, I have a little chart up here that I wanted to talk to you about before we get started. It says letters, words, sentence. It's important that we remember there are differences between letters, words, and sentences. And it's kind of like if we were building a tower, right? So when you build a tower and you put lots of blocks together, it's going to make a big tower, right? But your tower is going to be made up of smaller little blocks. And the smallest of the blocks, the teeniest, tiniest, so one all by itself, that's a letter. And then maybe you put some letters together. And that's going to make a word. And then you're going to put some words together. And when you have lots of words together, you're going to make a sentence. And that's how you're going to make a big tower, right? When you build with letters and words, eventually you're going to make a sentence and you're going to have a story written down. And that's our goal. So our letters are things like uppercase and lowercase letters all by themselves. Like here I have B, letter Z, letter K, letter M, letter T, letter L. They're just letters. But when I put some letters together, squish them together, they can make a word. So here I have some words. I have the, to, swim, I, went, beach. Just some words. Just some words. But it's not a sentence yet because we haven't put those words together into something that makes sense, that's telling you something. Remember, we use sentences to give information, to tell somebody something. So if I take my words and I put them in an order, together to tell you something, I can make a sentence. So for instance, here's my sentence column and it says, I went to the beach. So here I have 5 words, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they tell you something. I used my words, I put my letters together into words, and I used them to tell you that I went to the beach. So now we finally made something that's giving information. So that's going to be our goal today, is to write a sentence. So I'm going to get my journal out. We're going to be on a brand new page. I'm going to show you what it looks like, and let's get started. All right, so I've got my writer's journal out. And I am now on the page that has 3 lines at the bottom. So you'll notice our area for a picture is a little bit smaller because now our focus is not only a picture, but also on a sentence. And you'll notice we also have another checklist over here, but it's a little bit different. Let's read over this checklist to see what we're going to be doing. So first it says sketch, then it says color, then it says write. And under write, so like we're going to be writing, it has some things to remember. First it says uppercase, lowercase, punctuation, finger space. Let's talk about what those words mean. Uppercase. Remember, whenever we're starting our sentence, we want to start loud and proud. We want people to know this is where my sentence starts. So our first letter is going to be uppercase. It's going to be a big letter. But all of the ones after that, they don't need to be as loud and proud. The next one here, punctuation. That is a fancy word, but we just want to remember that at the end of our sentence, we want to have something that tells people, stop here. So when I'm done with my sentence, I'm going to include a period. So that's what punctuation means. And then the last thing, finger space. Remember, if your words are too close together, then it's really hard to read them. And if they're too far away, it's hard to read them. So we want to just use 1 or 2 fingers in between each word to space them out. That's a lot of things, but that's okay. We're going to get started and go through all of them together. So I'm going to begin by sketching like I always do. And today I think I want to write about going to the park because there's a park near my house that I like to go to. So I'm going to draw a picture of the park. So first I want to show that there's a path that goes to the park, and I'm going to make it kind of showing that it goes into the distance. And over here there is a playground, and it has a slide. So the little ladder to go up the slide. It has like a little sand pit area. And it also has some monkey bars that people like to climb. There's a ladder going all the way around. And this area is also kind of like a little sandy area so that if you fall off the monkey bars, you don't get hurt. And then there's also a swing area, but in between there's kind of grass. So I'm going to draw grass here. And then there's swings. And they are off in the distance, kind of. That's where they are. They've got little wood chips around them. I'm going to make like a log. And then back here, there's like a nice big grassy field with trees. And that's where I like to play fetch with Jasper. And then back here's the road. So maybe I'll draw a car to show that this is where the cars drive back here. And then I'm going to have myself walking on the path. This is how I get to the park. So I'm going to do a circle for my head and my arms. And actually, I'm going to have me riding my bike because I like to ride my bike to the park. So here's the handlebars and the pedal and the wheels. And there I am riding my bike to the park. So I'm going to go ahead and color that in, and then I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so I finished sketching and I finished coloring. So now it's time for me to write. And before I get started, I'm going to remind myself of the little things that I need to think about while I'm writing. And the first thing it says is uppercase. So I know that I want to use an uppercase letter to start off my sentence. And what I'm going to write here is, I went to the park. That's really telling you what I did in my story here, and it's showing you what's going on in my picture. So I'm going to start with I. And when I'm writing about me, I just use the letter I. So I'm going to start with my uppercase I. Now, I used uppercase. I need to now use lowercase for the rest of my sentence. And I need to think about finger space. So here I'm going to put some finger space in between my words. And I'll start my next word next to my finger. Lowercase. Went. Starts with a W. E. N. T. I went, and now I need to do finger space again, and I'm going to still keep my lowercase letters. To, and to is spelled T-O. To, not like the number 2, but I went to the park. Another finger space, the is spelled T-H-E. And now my last word, I'm going to stay using lowercase and use one more finger space, park. P. Starts with a P. We have A, letter R, K. Now, this is the end of my sentence, so I need to remember my punctuation, that little signal that's going to say stop, it's the end. And I'm going to use my period. That is my punctuation to show stop reading, you're all done with your sentence. So now we can read through our sentence. I went to the park. And that's it. So I remembered to use uppercase, lowercase, finger space, and punctuation. So I crossed out everything on my list, and now I'm all done. If I wanted to write another sentence, I could, but today I'm just going to leave it with one. So good luck, you guys. You're going to do amazing. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just try your best. And I can't wait to see how it goes.